B-side word.
Oh man, cooked some brownies.
Oh, cool.
Brownies yesterday.
Hash.
Yeah, hash brownies.
Oh, podcast about to get exciting.
But for real or not? Because I'm
No.
gullible.
No. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hey, welcome to the B-side word. We're a group of friends from around the world. We share our thoughts on second page news. I'm Devin, here with Emma,
Hey.
CJ,
Hey.
Maxie,
Hello.
and Alexander is sick of us.
Oh.
No, he's just sick. Alex's article.
So, Alex, explain your article.
Oh, he's talking to the toilet right now. But he did send in an article.
He did send an article.
And it was basically about a fisherman. It wasn't really an article, but he saw this picture of this really weird thing. And basically, it was a Russian fisherman who'd been fishing and had caught a strange sea creature from the depths of the ocean that I guess has never been seen before. And it looks weird, guys. It kind of looks like a orange banana that's been peeled and is slimy.
Yeah, with a
Crown.
sausage. A sausage. You
Crown
know,
on
It looks
the
like an
top.
uncooked sausage.
yeah. It looks like with a crown.
Yeah. It looks like one of those special sausages that put like chili in it.
Yeah.
A
It
bit-
does.
A bit of spices.
How else
Would
could you
you cook
describe?
that up? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. One more thing. It looks like a peeled banana in a condom.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
All right.
That's kind of it, yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got something on top. What's the? It looks like it got coral.
It's
on
like,
top of
oh,
it.
it does look like coral. It's like a
Yeah.
coral crown.
And then it's got bumps on it as well.
For her pleasure.
So,
To be fair, if you didn't, you could. It does sound like you could be explaining the sex toy.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Like in all seriousness.
but it's not. But
But it's
this
not
is
a
what
sex toy?
gets me. So how do people, the food that we have on our plates, obviously, and I think you've mentioned this before, right? Where do you go and take that? So someone's found this and they're like, I think that would be nice to eat. First of all, what looks nice to eat? Because not all food looks nice to eat. How do you decide how to cook it or what to cook it with? Would you cook that?
Yes.
You would? So how would you do it and what would you cook it with?
I'll put it on the barbecue. First, I'll probably cut it open and see what's inside.
Oh, I think that would spew just stuff,
Okay,
slime.
if that spews stuff, I'm not going to cook it.
Okay.
But is that? Are you really interested in cooking that?
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Okay,
I
go.
assume it's super dense because it's
Yeah.
at
So,
the bottom of the ocean, right?
You know,
There's
like
high pressure there.
squid,
Yeah,
the calamari rings.
yeah.
I think it could be like that.
So you put it on the barbecue,
Yeah.
and then
Cook it.
what with? Like what herbs
Lemon?
or lemon?
I like
Okay. What would you call it?
food.
Let's think of a name for this.
Sea sausage.
There's already a sea sausage, isn't there?
No,
Is there?
Sea banana. Oh, there's sea banana as well, isn't there?
Coral
So
banana.
I mean, isn't this an animal with its own name already, or is it not?
I don't know because this is the thing. This was found in the depths of the deep sea, right? Now, considering we've only discovered 5%, we've only actually been and discovered 5% of the world's oceans, which is mind-blowing. How many animals are there in the sea? Are they called animals?
Yeah.
How many sea creatures are there that we have
creatures.
no idea about?
a lot.
A lot. So they probably don't have a name. That probably doesn't have a
Well,
name.
I wouldn't eat this.
If you scroll next, Maxie, you'll see some others.
Yeah.
The next one
Yeah, I've just been scrolling.
It
through
looks
them
like
all.
a-
It's
a sea rat.
has
classic
eyes
sea rat.
that are probably bigger than fist. Do you reckon?
Nah.
Bigger?
Fist is there.
Are these because of us? Like, are these mutated?
No.
Whoa.
Or these-
Oh!
The alien from
The
Aliens.
classic human done everything to the world argument.
Oh, is that an argument? Is that bad? I don't
No, I'm
know.
messing. No, but like the reason they look crazy, right, is because everything we have on our face is because of the environment.
Environment,
Like,
yeah.
our noses point down, so they can't be reined in. Like, you don't have upwards noses.
Oh,
We have
right.
eyes to take in light. We taste things, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Like, these guys don't need half the stuff we need.
Yeah.
They got completely different, like, they don't need to walk. They don't need legs. Like, so they just go into this crazy, like, abnormal thing to us. But obviously to them, that's like, how else would
That's
I
normal.
feel that somebody 100 meters away is moving? Like, they need to know that. They can't see it, so they have to feel it through the water.
Yeah,
so they have
yeah,
to have,
right.
like, electric, receivers on their,
I've seen
like,
some
their
of those
little,
before.
I don't know what you call them, antennas.
Yeah.
You know, so they have all these weird things, and that eye
put 'em at
doesn't
the
see
middle,
things, but it
they
can
come
sense like that weird gobbly thing.
It has to be that big to like for
Yeah, it
what
has
it
to be
needs
that
to
big.
do. Yeah.
Don't know what that
yeah.
is.
So, are you telling me if we went underground,
What?
our nose could morph to be flat?
And if we went underground, we would change. Definitely. 100% over time.
Okay. Let's do an experiment. Let's bury someone and find out what they look like afterwards.
Bury them alive. See, I think that's a crap.
Oh my gosh.
I think we'll go to jail.
Who don't we like?
We don't have to be burying. We can just make an underground world, which apparently
Oh,
there
that's
already
easier.
is.
That's way
Yeah, it
easier.
has to be-
That's
it has
way,
to be
way
like-
easier.
Evolution, right? It's not
Yeah,
just
it's not like
if I put you
in
in the
10
dark for
years.
too long, your body just goes.
But remember, some people think there is an underground world already. We spoke about that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
Oh, man. We just saw another one, Maxie. I don't know how far you got in your pictures, but this looks brutal.
The lips on that.
It's an eel type thing with rows and rows and rows of teeth. And looks like a dragon
yeah.
on the inside of its mouth.
That's not. Oh, wow.
That's lips. I'll eat that.
That's that eel. That's that eel
That's
again.
crazy. I'm sorry, but I am.
I will not eat this.
Oh.
This looks disgusting. Don't
So-
even.
They look poisonous, don't they? They just look like.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
sea spider. Did you see the sea spider, Max? Oh my gosh.
Well,
I don't know. I would not feel comfortable being lost at sea.
why not?
What, after seeing this?
Yeah.
But isn't this like in the bottom
Yeah.
of the sea?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
James,
still.
James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron has seen that. God love him.
What was this guy doing at the bottom of the sea? Do we know?
This is James Cameron.
Yeah. Well, he was fishing. So imagine this slipped through, right? He didn't actually catch this. No. Okay. So what I'm saying is he's fishing. It's come up in the net. Now, usually they have to do hand by hand, right? That's the good fish. That's the bad fish. That's the good fish. Imagine one of these slips through because they just turned around to their mate to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And an alien fish slips through and it turns up in like someone's.
Alien fish? Are
Like-
they just fish?
Mm,
We just haven't discovered them
Yeah.
yet. They're not alien fish.
Yeah.
They're not.
They look like pure aliens. Excuse me. Did you
Most
see?
likely these fish are probably looking like, what are these people? God, they look weird.
That looks like an alien.
That does look an alien, but that's not a fish. That's not a fish
It's
anymore.
a type of fish.
It's
Wow.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
like what blew my mind, and I guess ignorant to it, but like you said, we've just seen 5%. We've only discovered 5% of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell.
5%.
That's
Not much.
Dev's having a brain
incredible.
blow.
Like I've heard it before, but
Have you?
I'm just like really taking it in right now. 5% of
Yeah. True story.
I wonder what's down there.
that's
You know,
And-
there's like, have you seen? I think it was David Attenborough does like an underwater world one.
Yeah.
And you have to watch it. It is madness. But one of them is like there's I don't know what substance it is, but they've got like it looks like if you go down, it looks like there's a lake because there's a substance which is denser than water. So when you get to the bottom of the seabed, it's like it looks like he's walking on a beach, but he's underwater.
What?
And then under the water, there's like I don't know what you call it, some metallic liquid, which then sets underneath that, so you can like fish jump into it, and they swim
No.
underwater.
What
They
the
swim into-
heck?
That makes sense?
yeah. Yeah,
So if you search for underwater lake, it's just like a bit like watching SpongeBob, I guess, when they have like swimming pools. What's
That's
going on?
bizarre.
You reckon SpongeBob was made for us to get prepared to see the real underwater lake? Like,
Yeah.
I think yeah.
I
I think
honestly,
as well what's going to happen in like maybe 10, 20 years time, squirrels are going to become really intelligent and they're going to start going underwater.
I'll take that as a
Scuba
no,
diving.
Maxie. I'll take that like.
No, but
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it here. That's so bizarre. And then there's probably a whole
different species
world
down there.
of species under there as well.
That's crazy.
different
And the
world
species on
species.
top are like, we've only seen 5% of what's underneath us.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Here's some
So,
Like,
fish podcast right now going on, going,
The
Hey.
deeper they go, does it get hotter?
I assume.
I would think
Ooh,
so.
I'm-
But
Does it what?
Get
Get
hotter? Yeah.
because you're going towards the
Under-
Earth's core.
I mean, I don't know. There'll be a balancing point. It gets colder first because there's no sun. There's no the radiation from
Yeah.
the sun doesn't get low enough.
So once you
and then
get
also the more dense it is, the colder it can be before it freezes.
okay,
Oh, wait, yeah, that's true. So like you can get down to like minus. I think that's right. I think you go down to like minus 15 underwater but it's so dense. It's just a different like phenomenon. That makes sense. Like
Oh.
it's not the same as what
Okay.
we see as
What,
freezing.
yeah,
Like, it's a weird world. That's why things just look different out. Because obviously most of the bodies they have to be strong enough
to withstand the
to-
pressure.
Yeah.
withstand that pressure. Like, and when we bring them up, that's like putting us into the space or something, like into the upper like that's
Oh.
usually just we can't breathe, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's what will happen with them. Like when they go to the high water, like they don't have that same denseness of like oxygen and
Yeah.
everything else that you get in water, hydrogen, and
Yeah.
oxygen. So it's really, really, really interesting. Like, but I love watching David Attenborough talk about stuff like this because it just really
Love
makes
David
you realize
Attenborough.
how little we actually know.
Yeah.
He's got a good voice for ASMR.
What's ASMR?
Is it ASMR?
What's that?
You know the voices that you fall asleep to?
Yes.
No.
So you think it's boring?
Do
I
you
don't know
know
what
what
ASMR is, but he has a great voice for falling asleep. to.
I think that's the thing. There's like people that do podcasts just for people to, and like you hear their voice and you go, you have a
Like
Uh,
you are getting sleepy.
no. They don't have to. You don't have to,
Ah.
they talk about a topic. They're not trying to make you fall asleep.
Oh, okay.
But I watch him. I watch David Attenborough if I want to fall asleep sometimes, and I watch the snooker. Because
Oh.
concept on there that
Ah,
As
yeah,
in-
yeah,
that makes me
Snooker,
want to
snooker.
sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, snooker with the arms.
Ah.
yeah.
Do you know what's good
Yellow
about
ball.
David
Right corner pocket.
is that David is honestly cross generational because we love him.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else. Yep.
Let's say our grandparents love him, parents love him, we love him. My kids just watched the entire Planet Earth 2 series
Yeah.
and loved it.
Did they love it or were they slipping through it?
Loved it. Requested it. Today, can we watch Planet Earth again, Mum?
It just shows yeah.
And it's like obviously it's obviously partly to do with the animals, but the way he tells the story and
I think
everything
because
is
he's got a
awesome too.
genuine love for what he's doing. Like
This is
the
true.
create
And-
the
The work that goes into it is unbelievable.
yeah.
They do like some of them. One of the ones he done recently, like Netflix series, they said that's like 20 years worth of just
Right.
photography and trying to go around and do stuff. Like
What?
they would spend hours and hours and hours like of nothingness before they get the chance just to
Yeah,
talk
remember-
about one good thing.
Remember how I was
20
telling
years?
you? Remember I was telling you? I go, you know how long that guy has to stay there for? Do you remember I was telling you this when we were watching it?
Yeah.
I was going, he has to stay there and wait for the perfect shot to happen.
Not David Attenborough though.
No, not David Arrow, the person that just
The photographer.
Yeah.
Just for curiosity, is it on Netflix, the ocean one?
No, Dynasties or Dynasties.
Dynasties.
Is
Planet
a new one
Earth
that
is on
they're-
Netflix, isn't it?
Oh, Planet
Yeah.
Earth is on
I'm not sure.
Netflix.
Is the water one on Netflix?
Under
the Sea?
Maybe, but it's definitely worth seeing. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. I'm pretty sure I watched it on Netflix actually.
Okay, I might give
Talking
that a
about
watch.
David Attenborough, he's got one that's coming to the Opera House, but there's going to be a full orchestra playing instead of the music. So you'll have his visuals and then the orchestra.
Are we
Remember how-
going?
Yeah,
We gotta go.
we got to go.
You know what I wouldn't
That's
mind seeing?
amazing.
Hugh Jackman live.
Yeah, I'll just ask them just now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
this
seeing.
morning.
Did you,
Yeah.
how much? You see how much tickets are?
No.
160.
Oh.
We watch on DVD.
And I'll watch it with you.
DVD. You still saying that?
Oh,
We can't
YouTube.
afford a Blu-ray
now,
now.
Dev. Dev needs a Blu-ray.
I watch it on tape.
We do. We have a
remember- I
DVD
remember when
And there'll be
player.
a bootleg tape.
It'd be like out now in video, DVD, and Blu-ray. Like, whoa, all of them. I only need one. God damn.
Oh my gosh.
Emma's article next.
Okay, so my article is called "The Early Bird Gets the Soba." So basically, in Japan, it is highly congested on their travel lines, like their train lines, right? So they've come up with a magnificent idea to try and lower congestion, which is if you travel on, I think it's the Tozai line, which is the most congested. If you travel on there before peak hours, we will give you free soba noodles.
Free Soba Noodles.
Free soba noodles.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
What's
Hit me.
what's soba noodles? And is this the line where the people kick you into the train? Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. But
Oh.
where people kick you into the train is definitely.
Why did you say yes?
Okay, so let me
Yes,
clarify.
it is. But I don't know.
Hang on.
Yes, would be a great answer, but I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't want to say 100% certainty, but yes, in Japan is where they physically manhandle you and push you into the trains.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's on this specific line. So
Okay.
I'll be clear about that.
Okay.
But basically, so Japan's offering passengers the chance to score free soba noodles if they ride on the train before peak hour, right?
Are they cooked?
So there's a catch though.
Okay.
So over 2,000 passengers have to sign up to get the free soba noodles to get this offer. To get the offer.
Right.
Or if you get 3,000 passengers sign up,
Yeah.
you get noodles and tempura.
What's
Okay, so soba noodles are those like buckwheat noodles, I think. Like noodles, like soup.
yeah,
Yeah. Tempura, like tempura prawn. It's like tempura is a type of batter
right.
that they coat.
Right.
It's probably going to be prawn, I think. Right?
In the morning.
Yeah. They're having noodles in the morning. It's like countries that have congee and stuff
Sounds
like
so disappointed, Dev.
that. You eat rice in the morning? If you could. If it was there, you would.
You're right. I would.
So basically, this is the thing though. Oh, so I said 2,000 passengers for the noodles, right?
Yeah.
3,000 for the tempura. So
Yep.
8,000 have actually signed up so far.
Yeah.
Right? So they get the offer. Woohoo! But there's only 4 restaurants involved. Okay? So now you have like 8,000 people hopping on to work early, and the businesses involved where these people work have said, yes, there's about 1,000 businesses involved. They said, yep, the workers can come in early. That's fine. We'll support this type thing. But now you've got all these people hopping on early, hopping off to go to 4 different restaurants, and they're lining up for bloody ages to get a free little bowl of soba noodles. But apparently, like, that's worth it to them. Like, apparently in Japan, like, getting stuff cheaper or getting something on a sale or with vouchers or something is like, yes, you know.
Sticking it
what
to
I
the
got.
man.
Look what I got. So they're crowding in there and getting their noodles, and the noodles cost about $4.
So now the new peak time is the soba
Well,
time.
it's 400 yen. Which is
Yeah.
about $4.
So it's just the peak times earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think.
Basically.
Well, 8,000.
So now you can go catch the train for your normal time start and you'll be empty.
Yeah.
It's
You
get a
not
seat.
quite, because let's think about
No.
this. Apparently, that Tozai line is at 199% congestion rate.
Uh-huh.
Right. So 100% is obviously full cabins, right?
Yes. Yes.
Where you're pretty much next to each other, all the seats taken.
Yeah.
199%, you are being manhandled and you have no breathing space and no personal space at all. Like
Right.
you are like sardines.
Yeah.
So that's what they're dealing with, and they're trying to sort of, I guess, come up with ways to help.
Maybe more
That's
trains.
really clever.
Maxie, what would you suggest since you're...
What if
I
there
would
was a
suggest, I would suggest with the noodles, take a bit of salt.
I like where you went there.
If you're good with chopsticks, you should go with a chopstick. It's a more authentic experience. If you can't, don't worry. Just go for
What
the 3
sauce
noodles
do you get with the
and eat with a
noodles?
fork.
It's a soup.
I like where you went there, but you know
Soup.
exactly why I'm asking you.
No, I
I
was
will,
gonna.
I will
thought
be
you were
going normal
asking-
time. I don't eat soup.
You don't eat soup?
No.
Would you do the tempura prawn?
Probably.
Yeah. I thought you were asking, Maxie, what would you suggest in Norway? Like, what would appease the Norwegians?
Well, you can
Salmon.
think that way.
Salmon?
Salmon.
Salmon in the morning.
Yeah.
Salmon brekkie.
Is salmon...
Salmon for breakfast. No, I guess Norwegian waffles for breakfast.
What's Norwegian
They have
waffles?
brown cheese and jam. That's a really
Brown cheese.
popular thing. Brown cheese and jam on toast.
Is it
I'm gonna
coloured?
look
what do they
this
have?
up.
Is it? I don't get... What's...
That's weird.
Is the cheese brown color?
Yeah. The cheese is brown in color, and it has a weird sort of. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a bit sweeter than normal cheese.
Oh,
Um,
man.
Oh.
Comes from a brown
Brunost.
sheep.
Brunost.
I wonder if we can get
I made that up.
Norwegian
Is that how you
Norwegian
say
cheese
it?
in Australia.
You probably could.
You probably have to go to one of those delis.
No, there's like one of those delis at Marrickville.
Norwegian delis.
No, like the cheese deli place.
Ah.
I'm showing them a picture of Soba Noodles so they know what it is. But basically, it's noodles and usually would come in like a bowl of soup or something. Or maybe not. Maybe I got the soup part
I
wrong.
didn't get that. I'll have that.
Brown cheese and
Toast.
toast.
Hmm.
Do you melt the
And
brown
jam.
cheese?
No, it gets warm on the toast, but so it'll melt a little bit, but you don't melt it.
Okay. I love
Cheese on
cheese,
toast.
cheese on toast melted. That's why I
Yeah?
asked. Yeah. That's why I asked.
So,
You just want to get brown cheese melted, don't you?
I do. I wanted...
You haven't even tasted the cheese yet. How would you?
What? Yeah. But if I was going to taste it, I want it melted.
Why not taste it normal, then try it melted?
Don't tell me how to have my cheese on
Why-
toast.
Why not?
Do you like anything sweet? Anything sweet with cheese, like a honey
Ooh,
pot,
like
Dunkin'
chutney. Oh,
cheese on
honey.
toast?
Honey, no.
No,
I
I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. Like I was told once that cheese goes with anything,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, it doesn't. And then the suggestions that they're like, you can have cheesecake, cheese
Yeah.
and pineapple,
Oh.
cheese on toast. cheese pizza, like cheese on toast. Like, there's not cheese in salads. Like, cheese goes in nearly everything.
That's so true. And actually, when you say with the sweet, quince paste is quite common with cheese, right? So, yeah, that's true. Although that's tart, but also kind of sweet.
I don't know about cheese and Vegemite.
Oh, that's the best.
I just don't like Vegemite.
Cheese and Marmite. Cheese and
Yeah.
Vegemite. That's
Fair
nice.
Vegemites
Look
disgusting.
at
That
Mac-
seems normal.
Oh, yeah.
Is that not normal?
Yeah, that's normal.
Is it normal?
Well,
Even
that
the kids
combination
in
is
school
normal if
have
you like
cheese
the
and-
two of them.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, Vegemite. Can't stand Vegemite.
I don't mind Vegemite. I don't like cheese and Vegemite.
I just don't like Vegemite. I like
Do you know one of
cheese.
the best marketing campaigns ever
Mm.
was when Marmite, and I'm assuming it's the same with Vegemite, when they said, Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. Like, there was no evidence to suggest that's a real thing. And even today, like, it's not, there's a lot of people, more people are kind of in the middle than hate it or love it. But people started saying, which are you? Like,
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
I hate it.
So it means that, like, when you
I
find
love
out about Marmite, you're like, maybe I'm going to love it. But I
Yeah.
might hate it. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's all right.
Yeah. I'm beige about it. Well, they're also offering bottles of free bottles of Coke, cups of coffee or soup and stuff like that as well. So I don't know. I reckon they'll have more.
No honey pots.
No honey
No
pots.
honey pot for the cheese.
No,
No honey pot for the
cheese.
noodles.
What's honey pot?
Just honey.
A
in
pot.
Oh, just a pot of honey.
Oh, I'm in a pot of honey. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
honey pot.
Nothing
okay.
special.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
Maybe-
I found some fun
Honey pot
facts.
sounds a bit like it's like a brand of weed, doesn't it?
Honey pot.
Honey pot 22.
You smoke it and it's sweet.
Isn't there a weed called blue cheese? Is that a
I
You're
know
speaking
there's
to
a
the wrong
cheese called blue
person.
cheese.
Have you ever had blue cheese?
Yeah.
That's
or is it just called cheese? It is, I don't know.
I have no idea.
blue cheese is the moldy one.
Yeah, I've had
He's
it.
not talking about cheese.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
what?
I'm talking about weed.
Oh,
You guys
Cannabis.
missed that. You're just like, yeah, blue cheese. Yep. Cheese.
oh,
I was saying that honey pot sounds a bit like a type of cannabis.
yeah.
But I think there's one called blue cheese, which is why
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Can
There
someone
might
look
not
up
be
if
cheese.
there's a cannabis name called blue cheese
Look it up. Blue cheese.
Oh.
Blue cheese cannabis.
or marijuana, whichever you prefer.
But types of yeah. Marijuana, the official name.
Wow.
There is.
Yes.
Did
There
I
is?
actually use blue? Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
that is.
That's lethal. That looks lethal.
Anyway,
Man.
so
That's hardcore.
okay, so I've got some fun
I looked
facts.
at it and felt like coughing.
That. All right. Fun
Yes.
facts.
So, what do you guys think is the busiest station in the entire world?
New York.
The one in Japan.
It's somewhere in Japan or China. In
Who's?
Shanghai somewhere.
Oh, Shanghai. Yeah. Sure. There is.
No, it is in Japan. It's the Shinjuku station.
Oh, that's a tourist. That's a touristy
You're
place.
thinking
there.
of Harajuku.
No, I'm not.
Are you thinking of Shinjuku?
Isn't that
How
where the
many
cross?
Jukus is there?
Isn't that where the crossing is? Where's the one with the massive crossing? The iconic crossing in Japan.
Ooh, I don't know.
Which crossing is iconic?
Oh,
So-
I think it's that one.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right.
An ironic costume or an iconic?
Iconic. Iconic. Did I say ironic?
You did.
Did you? I think CJ said it. But did you say it?
Oh,
first?
was
I don't know.
it?
Did you say
I said
ironic?
iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm
It's
here.
not ironic, just iconic. I think you're right, Dev.
I know.
So that's the busiest station in the entire world.
What are the stats? You got stats?
Yeah. You can't come with
Come
no
on.
stats.
Can't just tell me it's busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Like,
busy one of the,
my local station's quite busy. Tell me how much more busy it is.
All
wanna know
right.
this.
3.16 billion annual passenger rides.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's pretty busy.
Yeah. So
That's
every
pretty
day, this station has 8.7 million daily riders. Every day.
How many does yours have?
My one,
0.7?
at least at least 100. At least 100.
100.
Crazy.
Nuts. You need
Wait. 100,000 or 100?
people.
100.
people.
Just 100.
Just 100?
Take it as it comes. Just 100.
Just 100. Okay.
No, I have no idea. I don't even know what my local station is. But I really like the idea that with train companies that they use, because basically when you plan how you want the train network to operate, you think about like how do you distribute passengers more, and then the most common way is that we make tickets cheaper in the morning. Like that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
easy
yeah.
way to do it. So peak times is more expensive than non-peak times, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the passengers lose. The train company, if it's £30 peak time, will charge £5 non-peak. So that's 20. It costs them £25 to get people to go non-peak. But if they could charge the same price for the ticket, because most people that travel on like metros especially have like travel cards, which means they just pay for a week and they travel anytime they want. So it'll be cheaper for the train company, instead of trying to get the normal people to go in the mornings, which isn't as many, just to get the people already that traveling to say, we'll give you £5 to eat this food instead if you go earlier. I think that's really clever, because it costs them a lot of money anyway to try and distribute the passengers.
Yeah.
So if they can use incentives like food, they can even do stuff like you can get a free membership if you go between these times.
Yeah.
Like the train company could pay for these, and it will save them money in the long run. It will make the train like
More
planning
efficient.
much easier. It'll make
Yeah.
everything run on time more. Then they'll get more money through that. Like it's a really,
Yeah.
I'm actually like, it's enough for me to think in my job now to go to work next week and be like, hey, let's start thinking about these types
No
of
way.
initiatives.
Are you
and come
kidding?
up.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
wow.
I've never ever thought of that. That's so clever. Like it's really, really clever.
You're such an inspiration, Ems.
I'm the ding, ding, ding idea lady.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's cool, Max. Let us know how you go with it.
Max's article next.
So this week, my article is kind of like it's an article because I did find it through a news page, but it seems more just like a fact list. And the title is like weird facts that are absolutely true. weird science facts that are absolutely true. So there's just like a load of cool facts on here, and some of them like get rid of popular myths. So, for example, I thought this is true, and I almost feel embarrassed now that it's obviously not true. But camels store most of their water in their humps.
Yeah, so
Did you think that was true?
Well, I
Oh,
remember
oh.
I did think it was true up until I was an adult, and then I read that somewhere and I was like, oh, I was totally wrong about that. But then I forgot about it again until I saw this article. So thanks, Max.
So, was that a question? Are you asking us, is that where the water's stored?
No, he's saying,
Yeah.
did you think it's true that water is
So it was a
stored-
question.
Yes.
So you want
So
us
why
to
you,
answer?
you want to say, why are you arguing with me?
I am now confused. Do I answer the question?
No,
that
I
was
thought
not
you
really
said
a question.
So I thought it was in the hump. I thought it was in the hump.
I am not sure now because I'm confused.
Tell us
Well,
the truth.
camels don't store water in their humps. It's not like a water reservoir,
Ah.
like we were led to believe when
Yes.
we were kids. I guess. Like, I don't know what I thought. Like, even when I heard that, I don't know if I thought there was just a big
Reservoir.
bottle of reservoir water. Or I
So what are you
thought-
thinking?
I
Could
think
you
I-
like just put a hole in it, get a straw, drink some water?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
honestly,
they just like
What?
they move around when they walk and they seem like not solid, which they're not because apparently they're made from fatty fat.
So it's a form of insulation.
No, they actually use it as energy source when they're low on food.
Oh, so they store their food there, not
It's
water.
fat, yeah.
Oh,
So it's just like with us as humans, the easiest place for us to store fat and still get around easily is our belly.
Bum.
Because it doesn't get in the way. It's the belly.
oh, okay.
But some people bums. Some people bums as well. Like, it tends to be bum, belly, and sometimes like arms or thighs.
Yeah.
But the whole point is the ones that evolved best were the ones that could store fats in positions which doesn't get in the way of normal tasks. They can still like run around and do things if they put the fat in their stomach. So with a camel in evolution, they decided we need a lot of energy. So we're going to store all that energy on our backs because that's not in the way of anything.
Do you have a brand in Norway called the Camel Pack?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
In Australia, we have. It's like if you're going for a long walk, you can fill up this backpack with 20 liters of water, and then you have a hose, a straw that goes to your mouth.
So you were thinking the camel's real hump is like that?
No, I wasn't thinking that, but they obviously come up. The companies obviously come up with
They
like.
still think the water is in the hump.
Yeah, I'm gonna ring them up. I'm gonna ring them up and
You are
say
so wrong. It's not there.
it's only fat.
But isn't it interesting
Fat
that
pack.
all of us growing up and most people as kids, we're told, or for some reason we just think that's where
I don't think we just came up with that ourselves. I think like cartoons and the stuff we were
That's what
growing
I'm
up
saying.
showed.
But why? It's
Because
like,
probably the adults at the time didn't thought the same thing.
okay, I'll take that.
So what was your next question?
Or fact.
The next question is what is a female peacock called?
A female peacock.
I know this.
A female peacock.
Peacotta.
I like that. That's nice. That's nice.
Peacock.
What do you reckon, Dev?
Peacock.
So the peacock is the name for a male one of these animals. What's
Yeah.
the name for a female one of these animals?
But isn't the animal peacock?
No, that's the
what I
male
thought.
animal.
I thought that too.
Oh.
I know. It's
Flamingo.
Yes.
Fact. Fact. Next
Oh
fact.
my
All
gosh.
day, baby. The B-side word.
Now pick up the mic
Oh my
and just drop it.
gosh. I love that.
What is it?
No, they're called peahens, which seems probably obvious now I say it out loud.
Oh man.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Peahen.
Peahen.
You get cockles, you get
Yep.
hens. So they're the peacock and the peahen is the male and female, but what's the name for the animal?
P.
You're not get
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
get. What's the animal?
no. I just say yes every time. It's not funny. I don't know why. They're called peahens. Oh no, they're called peafowls. Peafowls.
Peafowls.
Oh, it makes all sense now. Everything makes sense.
Everything.
Or like
The
no,
world's making sense.
No, peafowl.
So what's the meaning of life?
The
Whoa.
babies are called pea chicks.
Ah.
But I didn't know that.
Not
I've never
chickpeas,
heard of a pea
not
chick.
chickpeas.
Not
pea
chick-
chicks.
Oh my gosh. That is too funny. Give us another one. Hit us with another one, Max.
Hit you
I've
with
got a
another one.
few. If you run out, I've got a few.
This is
Oh, okay. I mean, the octopus one, which you might already know. Do you know? Actually, I'm going to answer the question again. How many brains does an octopus have?
3.
I
CJ?
have no idea. 1.
How many?
1.
9.
1.
1.
1. How many? What do you say, Emma? You know.
I know because I've looked at this
Alright.
article.
Okay.
And
they have
also-
9. They have 9 brains. An octopus.
So it's got the main brain in its head, and then each arm has its individual smaller brain, and each arm can be used. And literally, it's got its own brain, so it's independent.
Do they have like conflict?
They have
Not with
personality
not with
clashes.
not with
Yeah.
not with itself.
I hate this color on you. Why?
Well,
Well, you wear a different color then.
obviously they work together though.
They do. They can work independently or together.
So what you're saying is, if I cut off a leg of an octopus, it can survive because of its own brain?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
You need more organs than just a brain to survive.
Yeah, but if it cuts off one arm, it wouldn't
Can the
die.
arm survive? Has it got a heart in the arm?
No, he's saying would the octopus die if one arm was cut off?
Oh, I thought you meant the arm. What are you saying? Would the arm survive and be an arm on itself, by itself?
No,
I'm
with the
saying
octopus.
Yeah.
if one of the arms got cut off, the octopus would still survive, most likely.
Oh, yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Unless it bled to death, but I don't know if it has blood. It's got ink.
Ink.
Does
Do you know
octopus
what's
have
a-
ink?
Yeah.
Do you know what's an
Squid ink.
interesting thought, right?
Yeah.
What if you found out today that your brain is actually in your stomach? Would that make you feel weird? Like, would you feel like, now I'm thinking from my stomach?
That's
Would
weird.
it change
I'll be
your
thinking I got a big brain.
That's weird.
My brain's
But,
bigger than yours.
Yeah, it would be weird because I wouldn't be able to eat properly again because I'd be like, oh, I'm stuffing my brain with food.
But that means your food's not going down to your stomach anymore.
Mm.
Because there's let me just double check the organ. What? Oh, okay, I don't know. But there's an argument which says I think it's the liver, which the liver has a neural network so complex that it's equivalent to other animal brains. So it's kind of like I think it's your liver. Your liver can, the amount of like what it does with as a function, the amount it has to think and the computation it goes through, it's like an independent source. It doesn't need anything from our brain to tell it what to do. So it's like we have another brain there, it's just not conscious. So it's a brain that just does its own thing.
Hmm.
So
I never
the
knew
interesting
that.
thing is like it makes you think like when we say a brain, like when we think of our brain, we think of what's in our head and how we think and our consciousness. But what if I told, like, if you just say, actually, no, that's just a big thinking tank. Your consciousness comes from your liver. Like, that's what makes you realize things are happening.
Yeah,
But I
well
don't know
then-
why it shouldn't change anything because you haven't changed at all. That's how you always have been. But then that conscious thing's like, oh, I'm here. I'm not
Yeah.
here. Like, do you feel like you're in your belly from now on? But I
Yeah.
feel like I'm in my head. I don't know if that makes any sense. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you're now in your belly?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like you're looking through this whole time. You've been looking through a big telescope. Not
Yeah.
what are they called? Telescope.
Oh,
What do
yeah.
submarines have?
Yeah.
Telescope.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's up telescope.
Up telescope.
It's a telescope.
CJ says it's an up telescope.
No, because doesn't the captain say up telescope when they put it up and they can see
That
it
just
on?
means put it up.
Yeah. So I assume it's
But
telescope.
sometimes it's also
Oh,
called
yeah.
a down telescope.
Yeah. Down telescope, up telescope. So
Oh, I don't know. Maybe one of our audience can fill us in on that.
I was just thinking of
yeah.
Hunt for Red
Another,
October.
this is why I wouldn't eat octopus as well, besides the fact that the tentacles freak me out. But they're like the most
Have you tried it?
intelligent animal
Of course, it's got 9
or
brains.
sea creature besides us.
What
Yeah.
do you mean? Even
So they-
dolphins?
Octopus are one of the most intelligent, should I have
Ye-
said. I should have said one of the most intelligent.
you never
'cause
tried it before?
dolphins are. Nah. And so they set them, I've watched so many documentaries because they fascinate me, but they set them all these like tasks and stuff like that, and they keep them thinking, because you have to, they're like thinking animals, and they can escape. They can fit themselves through like the
I've seen that.
tiniest of
I've
holes.
seen that.
They'll give them like these perspex boxes, and they've even done an experiment. So a tank, and they'll split the tank in half, have one octopus on one side, one on the other. And to one of the octopuses, they'll give a challenge. So like the Perspex tank or something, and they'll put some food, and the octopus has to find its way into this closed Perspex box to get the food. The other octopus comes up to watch, like, what's he doing? I'm going to see how he does this, right? Watches this guy who has a few attempts finally get the food. Then they try it with the observing octopus, and he does the exact same thing as the first octopus the first time. So they observe, watch, learn, grow.
Wow.
They're crazy.
Wow.
And then there's some octopuses that can camouflage. What's the lizards that camouflage?
Chameleon.
So there's octopuses that can do that as well, but the texture...
There was a song for them.
What is it?
Come. The
texture of their actual skin can change as well. So they could look like a rock, or they could look smooth. Like, it's crazy what octopuses can do. So next time you eat an octopus...
So can they change your texture when you eat them? Can you be like, I want a certain
I
want to eat a broccoli today.
They're
Octopus,
great in a pasta sauce as well.
You teach them to turn into a broccoli, and then you kill them, and then you eat broccoli.
Why would you want to change it to a broccoli? Out of all things?
Imagine it tricks you. It's like, you think I'm dead, I'm still alive. You want to eat me? I'm a broccoli. Like that type of thing.
Oh, that's for people that don't like broccoli, though, right?
Yeah, but it's so clever, it knows what you don't like.
I'm like, haha, I like broccoli.
I would suggest just go with a non-food product. You probably win more often.
1 minute warning.
That's true.
Like a shoe.
Oh, no, give us some more. Okay, so did you have any more, Max?
No, you go for it. I can see you got a big list there. So.
I do, but I'll just a couple. So,
okay.
So, you know, okay, so we all know cats have 9 lives, they say, right? They always land on their feet.
Yeah.
I didn't know why. Do you know why?
Center of gravity?
Ish, but no.
No.
Could be.
I've read it.
You've read it. So they control each half of their body independently. So they're able to rotate their bodies fast enough to always land on their feet. I had no idea they could do that.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? So what if they can rotate?
So when they're falling, they're able to make sure that they rotate their body to be like upright again. And they can do each half independently.
Yeah, but why are they landing on their...
Am I rotating my body independently right now? Like each half?
No.
Why not? I don't understand what that means.
Your trunk is still in the middle, still moving.
Yeah, but what
Actually, I have no
does that
idea.
mean they have a hinge between 2 spines? Do they have 2 spines?
Maybe independently is not the right word, but basically they can use both halves of their bodies.
I can use both. Can you use both half of your bodies, Deb?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out why you're not answering the question why they're landing on their legs all the time.
Not all the time.
Yeah, they don't land all the time, do they?
No, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I want to look up a video, cat not landing on their feet.
So it's physics, right? Cats use both halves of their bodies.
It's physics.
Separately.
There's no videos.
Just believe it. It's got physics.
So they use both half of their bodies separately. Yeah. I don't know how, but they do.
It's physics. God damn it.
Oh, and did you know? Okay, so you know, obviously we dream at night. We know our brains are active at night. I did not know that our brains are more active at night than they are in the day. So even more so than they are in the day.
My poor head.
That's wild. Because obviously our brains are extremely active in the day.
Are they?
Not yours, CJ. We're trying to talk about the general. Well,
CJ just threw up, what's the word, profanities at the camera that nobody can see.
Guess which finger I'm holding up right now.
He's moving it independently.
Two fingers independently.
That's a wrap, guys. If you enjoyed today's podcast, then please subscribe and leave a comment on YouTube. You can catch us on Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. Bye until next week.